Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the J Lounge. I know you guys missed me out there. It's been a minute since we've been on, but we are back in full force. Of course, you guys know I am your hostess with the most, Miss J, aka Miss Simone Jackson. Always here to bring you guys another wonderful episode. Of course, everyone knows the J Lounge is a celebrity podcast show where we talk with actors, singers, directors, you name it. They all come down here and they all have a great time. I'm excited as hell for my next guest of today. They are the team of I'm Everywhere. I have producer Loris Beret. I have the director Shay Simone. And of course, I have the lead actor Landon Menunez. Everyone here is here from I Am Everywhere. I want to give everyone a super warm welcome. But everyone, please give a warm welcome to the cast. They're here to talk about their new movie. I'm excited. Thank you guys. I appreciate you guys being here today.
Hey, thanks for having
Thank you
us.
so much for having us.
Of course. I am super excited to be speaking about your guys' new movie. But I'm gonna go ahead and fire the first question. And this is actually going towards all of you guys. How did you guys come together to bring this film?
That is a long story, I guess. Well, I guess it's not that long. So originally, this was all Lourdes's idea, based on, and Lourdes can speak on this, but based on her experiences and all that. And it all started with Allure to Darkness. This fantastic. If you haven't seen it already, that's the original. That's the first installment in this series. Thank you. Yeah. It's about certain experiences, especially maybe as women or women of color, minorities, and all that we sometimes experience, or anyone can experience in the workplace, whether you're working in creative or non-creative industries. Every now and then, you come across someone who isn't exactly well intentioned, and they only have their own intentions in their brain. So it's about that, but we take it a little step further because it's basically about this dude who's a narcissist, Victor. And he not only is he what you would call an energy vampire, he's literally a vampire.
Emotional vampire.
An emotional vampire.
Sucks everything.
Yeah.
Including the blood.
So he ended up getting casted as Victor, which is fantastic because, I mean, you might not be able to tell from the Zoom here, but the man's very tall.
I think I was the tallest one. I don't know.
I wouldn't be surprised. I'd be surprised if you weren't. But yeah, he was casted as Victor.
The villain, of course.
The villain.
And it was really a lot of fun. Great, experience getting to work with Lourdes and the cast and the crew and everybody. It was a really great shooting experience. Diving into the character, I wish I could have learned more about him, and that's what I'm Everywhere is going to kind of entail.
Yes, I definitely seen Allure. Yes, I definitely seen I'm Everywhere and The Lure to Darkness. That is one of the first things I've seen. I actually really like the fact that you guys have done the vampire genre. And bringing it back to that dark, mysterious kind of allure, which what I love the title because it is Allure to Darkness because vampires, they are from the darkness. Lourdes, could you tell the J Lounge audience what experiences that brought you to making this film, and what are some of the challenges that you had making this film?
So it all started with during the writing process of Alert of Darkness and in a screenwriting class in college. It was right before the pandemic. I had all these backstories for each of the characters. When it came to Victor, I had a difficult time coming up with a backstory until something personally happened to me with someone that is like Victor. And it led to my mental health deteriorating, and for the first and last time that I actually self-harmed. That's how bad it went for me with this person that is like Victor. But eventually I got over it. I coped and take it all out on the screenwriting process of Alert of Darkness. It led me to have some of the scenes being born. And what else? 3 days into the shoot, my passion for producing for a film series like Alert Darkness with a bunch of installments. I pitched it to every single one of the cast and crews, be like, hey, would it be a good idea to make like a sequel for Alert Darkness? Like, get each and every one of the characters' backstories as much as possible. And I would have, be a producer while I have like different directors and writers and work with every single one of them and putting like I want to see like their vision, what their brain is like. I want to see what they come up with. And the challenge with working on Alert Darkness was the pandemic. The casting process was tough because of like the whole restriction and like with being COVID. But eventually I got through it. I'm grateful to have encountered and worked with many of talented cast members, crew members. We all figured it out right away. And right on the foot, we came up with like a bunch of backup plans.
Oh my goodness. For one, I can definitely relate to your stories, especially about, starting to self-harm. I used to do that when I was a teenager. I am so beyond proud of you for finding a healthier way, a healthier, creative way to, let your emotions out. That is, a lot of people don't talk about self-harming, but that's one of the hardest things to break. And for you to do that, girl, you can't see it, but I'm clapping. That is so difficult and hard, and I am right there with you. You should feel proud that you made something creative, and it definitely is going to reach out to people. And then just as Shay said, the emotional vampire. We've all had someone like that in our life, someone that just sucked our energy, sucked our life, sucked our passion, and with their narcissism and stuff like that. So definitely making a film like this was definitely important, and I do thank you guys for doing something a little bit different with the vampire genre. I'm pretty sure you guys probably feel the same way I do, was looking a little bit same there. So I'm glad you guys were able to take something, a fresh perspective and put it to a genre that people definitely love. I mean, because who doesn't love vampires? Who doesn't love, I Interview with a Vampire, still one of my favorite. I will watch it all the time. Brad Pitt, perfect. I can go all day on that. So I do appreciate you guys doing something fresh and something different with that genre. But going on to my next question, it is for everybody. Name 3 people, or name 2 or 3 people in your guys' life that influence your guys' career.
Ooh, are we going towards like more famous people or just like people who we know?
It's all who influence your career and help you, get where you guys are today.
Okay.
My mom, my dad, Jesus Christ. No.
Right, that's a typical answer.
I'd like to thank you for this
answer.
explanation.
I mean, that's the safe answer because that's what I go to when I think of mom, Jesus. That is always yes.
We're gonna give you some real things here.
Yeah. I mean, to actually
Mm-hmm.
piggyback off of that, I would actually say my mother was a huge influence in my life because I was lucky enough to have someone with goated taste, amazing taste in film. And she was like, she would never restrict what kind of genre it was that I would end up studying. She just had this huge collection of all these different types of movies, like everything from Goodfellas to Punch Drunk Love, to scary movies, just like everything. And that was my film education as a teenager. And that really helped me in my formative years to really develop my artistic voice. So definitely my mommy. Love you, Mom. And then,
right there with you.
Thank you, Mom. And then J-Law, Jennifer Lawrence. Mostly because when I was a kid, she, like, when I saw her in the Hunger Games, which
I
was like blown. And then I was like, I want to do this. This is insane. Yeah, just, I mean, I remember in an interview where Donald Sutherland is talking about Jennifer Lawrence, and he's just like, she's an incredible actress. She's able to just like flip the switch and, be able to turn it on as soon as the camera goes on. And then I was like, that's just a great approach to acting in general. So definitely her. And then, I would say lastly, probably, as a filmmaker, Harmony Korine is probably I don't know how that's going to sound, but he's probably my biggest, when it comes to story and when it comes to filming and when it comes to approaching film, like I love just the gritty, uber naturalistic approach to film, and the whole Dogma 95 film movement and all that. So I would say those three. Those are my three.
Love it. Love it. Before I comment on that, how about you, Lourdes?
Oh, that is one of the toughest questions I had to answer because I have like a whole list. Let me dock it down as much as
No
possible.
problem.
Um, First off, my sister, because she had happened to have like a bunch of vampire films that I grew up on. My mom, because she warned me stories about these types of like monsters that are in the real world, like don't talk to strangers, or if anything happens to you, let me know and I'll do something about it. And then my dad, he introduced me to a horror film called Scream, which is like the
Yep.
1996 film, because
Yep.
like
Yep.
apparently I kept talking to strangers when I wasn't supposed to, and then my dad be like, "Go watch this movie," and this is what happens when you talk to
And,
strangers on the street. Look what happened to Drew Barrymore.
oh
So
Wow.
Terrifying.
I have to give it to your dad. He's just trying to make sure you know the dangers of talking to strangers. I guess Scream would be the, best movie. Oh dear. And that is awesome. First of all, always shout out to parents, biggest influence on anybody's life, really. And then for Shay, Jennifer Lawrence, yes, the Hunger Games changed my life. I was like, that put like a spark back into theater, back into filming for me. Because that was, if you haven't seen that movie in theaters when it came out, it was just like, whoa. And my jaw's on the floor. Um, so, yeah. So, and then, I'm with Lourdes. My mom had a huge collection of horror films too, and that's where it began, especially the vampires. Because that's just one of my favorite, genre of film is just vampires because there's so many stories you can do with vampires. You can just go on forever with it. So that I definitely relate to that 100%. Um, Going on to my next question, you guys, each from your own words, can you tell the J Lounge audience why they should see not only I'm Everywhere, but Alert to Darkness as well?
I'll let Landon go first on this one.
On this one?
Yeah.
Well, it's just like, kind of piggybacking on everything we kind of, been talking about is like we're bringing a concept that's very real, that, can happen to anybody. And we're adding the vampire, the horror aesthetic, the twist to it. I just want to go back to like when Lourdes first pitched the idea of like, hey, let's do a prequel to Alert of Darkness. And I was like, oh, okay, well, what direction do you want to go with it? And she's like, well, I kind of want it to be like Victor's backstory. And I was like, oh, okay. So getting to, where was I going with that? I lost my thought. It came down to the writing process. And when she had, I brought Shay onto, or pitched the idea to Shay, it worked out with her schedule. So she kind of came on as director, which I was super stoked about. So all of us getting together and collaborating on the script, and all of us adding little tidbits and polishing it and just fine tuning it. It just came out to a gem. And I was reading the final proof that we did just this last week, and man, I got chills. I was like,
ooh,
it's gonna drop so good. And bringing it, so not only is it just being shot, regularly, but as like a film goes, there's just going to be a lot of visual aesthetic and a lot of like crazy editing and colors and dramatic lighting, all the kind of stuff that you want to see like a big budget film, but short version.
Yeah.
yes. Lourdes, what's your thoughts?
For me, like it's about dealing with the person who traumatizes one another, where it could cause their mental health or even death, in a very toxic environment, which happens to be in the film industry. And
Yes.
I heard a lot of stories about like how toxic it can be, where like someone literally had to like leave and like not work with that person anymore. And it can also happen in school as well.
Yeah.
And yeah, it's like it's pretty much about like, it's not just the monsters in your closet. It could be someone in your family, in your friends, or in a workplace. Um, Especially if it's someone you know, and it hurts very bad when it's like someone you know.
Oh, absolutely.
I have to say
Absolutely.
this. It's just like an epiphany that popped in my head. Is like, so we did a Lord of Darkness, and it was during COVID. And when you watch it, half the cast were all wearing masks. It was a really interesting shooting experience. But watching it, like, a year later, a couple years later, it really is like, man, that was a part of history.
Yeah.
COVID, it shook the world.
Yes.
Right now we're in this time where it's all like we're writing about how toxic the film industry is and what's happening right now.
Right.
Writer
Yes.
strike and actor strike.
Yes.
Hollywood. Like,
Yes. Yep.
we're writing this right now. Okay, it's perfect.
Didn't want to say we predicted anything, but
Right. Exactly.
The stars
But
align.
it's just this, we are in an interesting time. We are in an interesting time where, the smaller man, the person in the middle, they had enough. And they're stating enough is enough. And now it's like it's definitely a weird time for actors and directors and filmmakers. I'm pretty sure we didn't think we'd be in a strike like this of this magnitude. So yeah, I can definitely see that how that'd be challenging. Bringing your guys' film, trying to not only going through COVID, but now going through a strike. It's just that's a lot to deal with. But I do highly encourage my audience. Yeah,
It's thriving. This is our time.
exactly. Exactly. And that's why I highly encourage my audience. I definitely feel they should support I Am Everywhere in the Lord to Darkness. It definitely reminds me of, and I mean this in the best way, but you know how watching Scooby-Doo, what was one of the biggest messages of Scooby-Doo? It's not actual monsters, it's humans under those masks. And, humans can be the scariest monsters, which we can. So this is kind of what that message that I'm getting from I Am, Everywhere and Allured to Darkness. It's not actual monsters. If you pull back that mask, it's actually us. So yeah, for sure. Going on to the next question. Where can the J Lounge audience follow each and one of you guys is on social media? I want to make sure they follow you guys in your work. Where are you guys?
Okay. So mine's a little bit weird. On Instagram, I go by Limina_1999. And that is my artist account. That's my main account now. But I'm also a working comic book artist. So that's where you can find my art. You can find where I'm at with my film right now. And then I'm also at Shay Simone on Facebook. That's where you can follow and support me there. See all my crazy stories and memes and life updates and all that. And it's being flooded with everything having. So look forward to it.
Perfect. What about you, Landon?
So I'm just gonna lay it out. I got a website. It's landonm.biz, and it has links to all my socials. I have Instagram, Facebook, modeling, acting, singing, songwriting.
Oh wow!
Thrown in there, so yeah.
Do you sleep at all? That's what I did not hear throughout the whole list. I did not hear that you sleep at all. Do you know what sleep is?
We don't need to sleep.
I saw that look. No. What is that? That's a new thing to me. What about you, Lourdes?
You can follow me on Instagram, TikTok, at Lourdes Alden, and on Facebook for Lourdes Veray. And then I have an Alerted Darkness Instagram page I believe it's called Alerted Darkness Official. Alerted Darkness Official. And there's I'm Everywhere official Instagram account, and I'm Everywhere on Facebook as well.
Perfect. I highly encourage my audience. Make sure you follow Lourdes, Landon, and Shay. And of course, make sure you support I Am Everywhere, Allure to Darkness, because we want to see this on the big screen. At least I do. I got my popcorn ready. So let's get this on the big screen for sure. All right. Going on to my next question, guys. Of course, this is for each of you. What goals do you guys hope to accomplish in your guys' respective careers?
For me, I just something pops into my brain and then I just have to do it. And it's the kind of thing where it's just whether or not I end up there's some sort of profit to be found in that, or even if it gets a lot of exposure, it's just all these artistic projects that I have just going on in my brain and all these things that I talk about with other people. I just want to make art. I just want to make art projects. So if I could just somehow just go through every single project, every single film, comic projects, commissions and all that, just get those finished, I'm happy. And that's it. That's all I need to do in life.
I love it. What about you, Landon?
Oh man, I mean, we're a power couple, so we're working together in the arts, and it just depends on which direction the arts take us or where the arts take us, whether it be Vegas or Albuquerque or Atlanta or LA.
London. I don't know.
London for Landon. Yeah. But, I mean, the ultimate goal would be being a paid full-time actor, because I think that's what we all kind of strive for. And since I graduated, it's still working the full-time job, but taking on a lot of projects, some paid, some not so much paid. But when you really get to share the vision with other directors and different projects and stuff like that,
absolutely
living the dream.
It's just magic. It's just magical when you get something done, and it's tangible and it's palpable. It's
this nice little package just perfectly boxed up, and you're like, here's this gym, check it out. Like,
I get it. I completely understand, though. It is. And what about you, Lourdes?
So my goal in my career would to continue to be in the film industry, whether that be like sound person, makeup artist, or an actress. Those are like one of my top 3 goals. Something that they have in common is that they're in the film industry, which is perfect for me. And also with with filmmaking, when I came into the film program at College of Southern Nevada, my whole purpose was to write films about my own trauma, about what I went through, and to heal from it. And also, to be able to network with people that I would work with. And I think that's about it.
Yeah, I love that. And I think definitely for you, Lourdes, there's definitely a space for you in the filmmaking industry, especially with someone with your, perspective. Like I said, coming through one of the most difficult things a person can go through, self-harming and, being subject to, a narcissist and things like that. There's definitely a room for your vision, and I definitely hope that happens for you, because I think your perspective is definitely what something more people need to hear. As I said, it's coming from someone who was a crazy destructive teen. It's definitely very, very beautiful to hear that someone who also went through the same experience I did turned their pain into creativity, and it's reaching to people. And I think that's beautiful. I really do. You should really be proud. I see it in your face that you're proud. You should be super proud, honestly. Yes, I know we're gonna get in our feels today. Yes, we are. I just know exactly what you're going through, and it's just so nice to see someone who went through darkness is shining in that light. You're not letting that darkness win, and good for you. Good for you. All right, coming up to the last question. I hope I'm not getting people too emotional. But going on to the last question, you guys, going for each of you, what was some of the most rewarding moments working on this film?
As of right now, it's I don't know if it's like random or whatever, but whenever I do events like these, where I'm just communicating with people. And it's even like a lot of our production meetings, just like stuff, I think stuff that other people would consider boring or just part of the business or whatever. I actually love just, having face to face with Lourdes and with Landon and with our cast and crew and everything. Tomorrow we have our first table read, which I'm so like
Yeah,
excited.
that's what I love to hear.
Yeah, we like I ran through the last, hopefully like the actual final version of the script and all that, and I've been hearing good things about it so far. And yeah, but it's just communicating with everyone who's been working on this film. Period. My cinematographer Joel is amazing, and I love our cast. A lot of them, a lot of the people you work with end up being your friends and your family. And I'm so blessed for that to be my situation right now. So it's just meetings, honestly. Like that's the most happiest, like rewarding part about this whole thing, because whenever I have a meeting with someone, I'm just like hyper uber motivated.
Yep, I'm right there with you. It's exciting. It is exciting. I get you.
Yeah.
What about you, Landon?
To piggyback on that, it is really just telling people about the film, and the Instagram. It looks beautiful. Like you guys have done an amazing job, and like everybody looks awesome. It's just like a nice package. We have some visuals and stuff like that, and it does really get people excited just overall. And I've shown a lot of coworkers. We've had crowdfunding events, and everybody who checks it out, they're like, "Oh my gosh, this is gonna be amazing!" And I was like, "Yes."
I mean, you hear vampires, and then, like you said, or you're just like, "Oh my god, I love vampires."
Yep, yeah. I get excited. I do. I get super excited.
I'm already walking around with long hair, so everybody always looks at me like. It's like, oh, you're playing a vampire? Oh, perfect. All right, cool. Can't wait to see it.
I already got
Love it. Something that's opposite, I think also, I had a couple people at work telling me, they're like, man, you're the nicest guy ever. You're playing a villain? They're like,
I was going to say.
You're supposed to be an actor. And I was like, wow, I did graduate UNLV in a bachelor's for acting. So I was like,
we're acting.
Keep on in, I guess. I don't know. But yeah, getting to jump into something and just having a juicy script, and working with Shay and Lourdes, they make me so comfortable to work around. I'm not nervous. Lord of Darkness on set, like Lourdes, you were like super professional. You were like on top of things, asking me, how's everything going? Super, like, just on top of it. And, I really appreciate that as an actor. And you were also open to a lot of feedback, too. Some ideas that I had that I was bouncing around with.
Love that. I'm feeling the camaraderie here, and that's beautiful. It is beautiful. How about you, Lourdes?
So my most rewarding moments would be getting everyone together, specifically with everyone I know that I am comfortable with, getting along with them, and I love it, especially when we all become friends and family in the process. Basically reiterating what Shay and Lennon have said.
Yeah, absolutely. I can tell that you three are close. There's just such a beautiful family quality coming through you three, and it's so beautiful. And I am so glad I was able to speak with you three. I'm glad I was able to introduce you guys to my audience, and I want to highly encourage my audience one more time. I'm going to have the links to I Am Everywhere and Allure to Darkness. Please, please, please support, like, share, donate, tell your friends so they can tell their friends. Word of mouth is always good for a film like this. So share, like, support. Definitely make sure you do for the three leads here, Lourdes and Shay, Landon. Make sure you guys show them some love and support too, because obviously, as you guys can tell, they're amazing human beings. So we want to see more of their work for sure. But I do appreciate you guys coming on here today. I'm excited for Allure to Darkness and I Am Everywhere. I definitely see, big things coming from that. I'm excited for your guys' table read tomorrow. Definitely keep us here at the J Lounge here posted, because we want to know more.
Yes, of course. We're gonna be recording it actually for I guess you could say like the bonus features or whatever. So
Ooh, excellent. Perfect. I'm excited for you guys. I am excited for you guys. Of course, I want to highly encourage everyone one more time. Make sure you guys follow them on social media. Follow I Am Everywhere and Allure to Darkness as well. Of course, you guys know I have been your hostess with the mostest, Miss J, aka Miss Simone Jackson, bringing you guys another episode of the J Lounge. Of course, you guys want to be on the J Lounge, make sure you just drop me an email, comment on the socials. Always love to have more people on here. Yes, as you can see, make sure you're doing what they're doing. Do it and do it. I like the fingers typing. I do. Oh my goodness, this is like one of the funnest talks because I've done it in a minute. Thank you three so much. All right, you guys. I'm Miss J. Yes, we will be back soon with another great episode. Till then, stay cool, everyone, and I'll be back.